Hello young little minds, welcome to All Fours e-learning program. I am DNR, your physics lecturer. Now today's session is session number 11, right? In this session, let's take up the examples of parallelogram law of vectors, some illustrations regarding parallelogram law of vectors, okay? So let's have a recall of what we have learned in the earlier classes, right? So I was telling you, physics is a subject of measurement. When you measure, you get a quantity called physical quantity. Physical quantities are of two types, scalars, vectors. Scalars are just mere numbers, no direction. Vectors have both magnitude and direction, and they obey the laws of vectors. We have taken the representation of vectors, resolution of vectors, types of vectors, and addition of vectors. So in addition of vectors, the analytical method to find out the resultant is parallelogram law. The analytical method to find the resultant vector is parallelogram law of vectors. You know, I was telling you, according to parallelogram law of vectors, if two vectors are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, A, B, right? Two sides of a parallelogram, both in magnitude and direction, then the diagonal passing through the point of intersection of vector represents the resultant vector. If A bar, B bar are two vectors represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram like this, then the diagonal passing through the point of intersection of vector represents the resultant vector. Well, A bar, B bar are two vectors, let the angle between them be theta, then the resultant R, mod R, you can write it as under root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta. This is the magnitude of the resultant. And the direction of the resultant makes an angle alpha with the first vector. Then tan alpha is equal to B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Well, this is the magnitude and direction of the resultant vector then. Later we have considered if theta is equal to 0, that is A bar, B bar are in same direction, A and B in same direction, then the magnitude of the resultant is simply A plus B. Maximum resultant, right? Just A plus B. If theta is 180 degrees, A bar and B bar are in opposite direction, then the magnitude of the resultant is A minus B, minimum resultant. This is maximum, this is minimum. And suppose if A bar and B bar are at right angle, 90 degrees, A bar and B bar are at right angle, then the resultant is under root of A square plus B square, called the perpendicular resultant. It is the perpendicular resultant of two vectors. Maximum, minimum, perpendicular resultant. Now let's take up the next case. Case 1, case 2, case 3. The next case is a very important case, very useful in many of the chapters, coming chapters there, useful in many of the cases there. So for that, you should know a simple trigonometric this thing. According to trigonometry, 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. Now this is a trigonometric identity which we are going to use in the next this thing there, right? So you remember, 1 plus cos theta you can write as 2 cos square theta by 2. That is the identity which we are going to use in the next this thing there, okay? So, now, so the next case is like this, fourth case. So you remember the resultant is root of A square B square like this, and the magnitude of the resultant is root of A square plus B square plus 2AB cos theta, and the direction is tan alpha is B sin theta by A plus B cos theta. Now this special case, case 4, very important, fourth case. If A bar and B bar are such that they are of same magnitude P, A and B are such that they are of same magnitude P, then what would be the resultant magnitude? For this, we will derive a formula, a standard formula which you have to remember, which will be helpful for you in many of the cases in coming chapters. If there are two vectors of same magnitude, now what do you mean same magnitude? So in this parallelogram, the two vectors in this parallelogram A bar and B bar both are of same magnitude. So if I complete like this is a rhombus. All the sides are equal. You know, in a parallelogram where all sides are equal, it's a rhombus. Now the diagonal, the angle between them is theta. This is the diagonal. The diagonal represents the resultant. Now therefore, so what is the magnitude of the resultant? We know the formula for the magnitude is root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta, where theta is the angle between the vectors. Now, a magnitude of a, b magnitude of b, but a and b of same magnitude p. So let me substitute p. So mod r, the magnitude of the resultant vector, it is under root of a is p, a magnitude is p, b magnitude is also p. Both are of same magnitude. So substitute a, it's p square, b is also p square, 2 pp, it's p into pp square cos theta. Well, p square when I add, so I get the resultant is under root of pp, it's p square 2p square plus 2p square cos theta. Now from these two, let me take 2p square common. So if I take 2p square common, then the magnitude of the resultant mod r is under root of, look here, this is 2p square, this is also 2p square. So if I take 2p square common, I get 2p square of 1 plus cos theta. You know, that is the reason why I've initially taken the identity, right? So according to trigonometry, the identity says 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. So let me substitute here. So the magnitude of the resultant is under root of 2p square times 1 plus cos theta, I shall write it as 2 cos square theta by 2. So it's 2 of cos square theta by 2. Well, 2 into 2, I can write as 2 square. So mod r becomes under root of 2 it's 2 square p square cos square theta by 2. In common, if I take all the things common, whole square, it's 2 square p square cos square, or 2p cos theta by 2 whole square. Well, square and root you can cancel. So you will get the resultant as 2p cos theta by 2. A very important relation, very useful in many of the cases in coming chapters there. If two vectors of same magnitude, please remember, two vectors of same magnitude pp, of course they are similar vectors belonging to the same physical quantity having same unit. Same magnitude, two vectors, they are represented as two sides of a triangle, of a parallelogram. You know, in a parallelogram, if the sides are equal, it becomes a rhombus. So therefore, it's a rhombus. Then the resultant magnitude is actually formula root of a square plus b square to cos theta. Simplifying, I get 2p cos theta by 2. P is either of the magnitude, any of one of the magnitude p. So it's 2p cos of the angle between the vectors, half of the angle. Cos half the angle between the vectors. A very important formula. So you please remember, if there are two vectors of same magnitude pp acting at an angle theta, then the resultant is 2p cos theta by 2. Two forces, let's suppose there are two forces acting on a body, at an angle theta like this, then the resultant force 2f cos theta by 2. Two forces, it will be 2f cos theta by 2. So the resultant force you can write as 2f of cos theta by 2. This is the resultant force. Very important formula. Then how about the direction of the resultant? Now I was telling you, when I take two vectors of same magnitude and represent them as two sides of a parallelogram. Now in a parallelogram, the sides are equal. You see, according to the definition, two vectors, if two vectors, similar vectors are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram in magnitude and direction. So according to the magnitude, I have to take the length of the segment there. Now both the vectors are of same magnitude. If both the vectors are of same magnitude, both the sides, adjacent sides are equal. So these two are equal. If I complete the parallelogram, even these two are equal. All the sides are equal. A parallelogram in which all the sides are equal is a rhombus. And you know, in a rhombus, the diagonal of the rhombus divides the angle in equal parts. It is the angular bisector. Now the diagonal represents the resultant vector. So these two are the vectors A bar and B bar, of course same magnitude, PP. Now the resultant is the diagonal. In a rhombus, the diagonal is the angular bisector. It bisects the angle. So it is bisecting. The total angle is theta. So this is theta by 2 and this is also theta by 2. So the angle made by the resultant with either of the vectors, any vector. So alpha is theta by 2. A very good identity. Just I was giving you an example. Two forces F acting at an angle. Then the resultant is the angular bisector. And the magnitude is 2F cos theta by 2. So the angle made with either of the vectors is theta by 2. And the resultant magnitude, it's 2p cos theta by 2 it is. Magnitude 2p cos theta by 2, angle theta by 2 there. You know, actually in a parallelogram, suppose if this is a parallelogram, let's say magnitude of A is greater than magnitude of B. Mod A greater than mod B. Then length of vector A will be more than length of vector B. If I complete the parallelogram will be like this. Now you take the resultant vector. The resultant vector is the diagonal. Now this resultant vector R, it is nearer to this angle. So the angle made by the resultant with A bar is alpha. Let the angle with B bar be beta. So angle made by the resultant with A bar alpha is less. Angle with B bar, beta is more. So if there are two unequal vectors, equal of different magnitude, then the resultant will be nearer to the bigger vector, the vector of more magnitude. So from this, if mod A is greater than mod B, then the angle made by the resultant with first vector alpha is less than beta. Similarly, let's suppose mod B is greater than mod A or A less than B. So B is of more magnitude, A of less magnitude. Now the parallelogram will be like this. This will be the parallelogram. A is of less magnitude, B of more magnitude. The parallelogram is like this. Now the resultant will be this way, where the angle with B is less, angle with A is more. So beta is less, alpha is more. Implies alpha more than beta. A very good identity. It's a previous entrance question even. So you remember, in a parallelogram, the direction of the angle made by the resultant with either of the vector, any of the vector, varies inversely with its magnitude. The angle made by the resultant with one vector A, if its magnitude is more, the angle made is less. If the magnitude is less, angle made is more. Now if the angles are equal, if the magnitudes are equal, the angles will be equal. If the magnitudes are equal, the angles are equal. Theta by 2, theta by 2. If magnitude of A is more, then the resultant will be towards A. This is the diagram. A more, then this is the resultant. This is less, this is more. But if B is more, then the resultant will be towards B. So angle with B will be less, angle with A is more. So the angle made by the resultant vector with any of the vector varies inversely with its magnitude. If the magnitude is more, angle is less. If the magnitude is less, angle is more. Well, if the magnitudes are equal, then the angles are equal. Half the theta by 2, half of the angle. So it's theta by 2, theta by 2. Very good identity to remember. This is a very important case, very useful in many of the chapters. It will be useful in Newton's laws of motion. Well, in the next chapter, right, projectiles, motion of plane, Newton's of motion, friction, gravitation, circular motion. Well, in every chapter where force is involved, you will be coming across such case. Electrostatics, magnetism, so on. Wherever there is the concept of force, different types of forces, you will be having the involvement of this, right? Very important. So please remember, I shall repeat the thing again. If there are two vectors, similar vectors of same unit of same magnitude, there are two similar vectors, same unit, and their magnitudes are also equal, represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram. They are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram. Same magnitude, mod A, mod B equal to P. So two vectors of same magnitude P, then the resultant magnitude is 2P cos theta by 2. So you please, people, try to recall the thing, very important, it will be helpful to you in many of the cases then. Two vectors of same magnitude, if two vectors of same magnitude represented like this, then the parallelogram becomes a rhombus. Then the resultant magnitude is 2P cos theta by 2. And the direction, the angle made by the resultant will be the angular bisector of these two, the angle between the vectors. So it is theta by 2, theta by 2. So magnitude is 2P cos theta by 2 and the direction is theta by 2, theta by 2. Very important case, please do remember this. Well, again in this one, let us have simpler cases in this one. If the two vectors are of same magnitude, and if I take different angles, what would be the resultant? Now suppose if I consider two vectors of same magnitude, there are two vectors of same magnitude PP, two vectors A bar B bar of same magnitude P. In this one again, well, then the resultant magnitude, just now we have found it is 2P cos theta by 2 and the angle alpha is theta by 2. Very important case. Very important case. You please make a note of this as very important, because it will be useful for you in many of the cases. Hundreds of problems you are going to do based on this. Now, so mod A, mod B is P. Now in this one, if I take some multiple cases, if there are two vectors of same magnitude in the same direction, so there are two vectors in the same direction like this. So A and B, mod A is P, mod B is also P. Then how about the resultant? These two are similar vectors, same unit, same magnitude and same direction. You know, they are called equal vectors. So if there are two equal vectors in the same direction, then the resultant is, well, they are parallel, they are in the same direction. So the angle theta is 0. Let me substitute 0 here. So the resultant is, you know, the resultant is 2P cos theta by 2. They are in same direction, parallel. The angle is 0. So it's cos 0 by 2. It is cos 0. You know, according to trigonometry, cos 0 is 1. So this is 1. So the resultant is 2. So two equal vectors in the same direction add up to twice the magnitude of each. They add up to have a resultant 2P. So two vectors in the same direction, then mod R is 2P. Very important. Second case. Now what will be the resultant had they been opposite direction? So A bar is like this, but B bar is like this. Mod A is P and mod B is P. Now they are anti-parallel, opposite direction, theta 180 degrees. Then what is mod R? Theta is 180 degrees. Please substitute in this one. So when two vectors of same magnitude, we know the resultant is 2P cos theta by 2. So theta is 180. Cos 180 by 2. You know, cos 180 by 2 is 90 degrees. And 180 by 2 is 90. Cos 90 is 0. So this is 0. You get a null vector. You know, both are equal and opposite. Two equal and opposite vectors cancel one another. Opposite vectors, negative vectors, they cancel one another, produce null vector. Now here it is, the resultant is a null vector then. If theta is 180, null vector you get. Is it? So if theta is 0, it's 2P. Well, third case, case 3. Suppose if theta is 60 degrees, then what would be the resultant? Mod R. 2P cos, substitute here. It's 2P of cos 60 by 2. Cos of 60 by 2. It's 30. You know, cos 30. Cos 30, we know the value is root 3 by 2. And you get it as root 3P. When both are in same direction, it is 2p. When 30, 60 degrees, it is root 3p. Well, you can write this 2 as root 4p. Root 4 is 2p. When angle is 0, root 4p. When angle is 60, it is root 3p. Now, when the angle, next case, let theta be 90 degrees. Perpendicular, right? So, if the vectors are perpendicular like this, 90, then mod r, it's 2p cos of 90 by 2. 90 by 2 is 45 degrees. So, substituting, I get it's 2p cos 45 1 by root 2. Cos 90 by 2, 45. Cos 45 1 by root 2. Well, 2p, let me write it as root 2 into root 2p into 1 by root 2. So, answer is root 2p. Right? For 0, root 4p. 60, root 3p. 90, root 2p. If it is 120 degrees, a very important case again. If theta is 120 degrees, so A bar and B bar are like this at 120. Then same magnitude, mod A, P, mod B is also P. Then if I complete the parallelogram, this is the result. You see, actually this side and this side both are equal. Now if this and this are parallel, so this is equal, and these three form a equilateral triangle actually. So we'll find out what is the resultant. It's 2p of cos 120 by 2. So mod r is 2p cos 120 by 2 is 60. So magnitude of the resultant is 2p cos 60. It's 1 by 2. So mod r is p, 1p. It's root 1. Root 4p, 3p, 2p, 1p and 0p. The magnitude is decreasing as the angle is increasing. Theta 0, 2p, 60, root 3p, for 90, root 2p, 120, root 1p, 180, root 0p. As the angle theta increases, the magnitude of the resultant decreases. A very important information. You see, when theta is 0, 2p. When theta is 60, root 3p. When theta 90, root 2p. When theta 120, root 1p. When theta 180, 0p. As theta is increasing, the magnitude is decreasing. Between parallelogram law of vectors, as the angle between the vectors increase, the magnitude of the resultant decreases. Right? And in this case, at 120, the resultant magnitude is root 1p. So it is same as either of the vectors. Right? On this, based on this one, there was a very beautiful question asked in many of the entrance examination. It is asked again and again in many exams, repeatedly again and again. And you need not get amazed even if you get it again in your entrance examination. You will be getting, this is such an important case, right? The question was given like this. The question reads in this manner. The question is said as, now it says like this, two vectors, two similar vectors, it is understood, two similar vectors of same magnitude, two similar vectors of same magnitude have a resultant vector of magnitude same as either of the vector, same as either of the initial vectors, same as either of the initial vectors. Then find the angle between them, find theta. Two similar vectors belong to the same physical quantity of same magnitude P have a resultant R of magnitude. So the magnitude of resultant same as that of either of the initial vectors. So initial there are two vectors. So the resultant is same as that of either of the vectors. Either of the initial vectors what you have considered there. So there are two initial vectors. Initially I am taking the vectors as P and P. So two similar vectors of same magnitude right, same magnitude P comma P have a resultant vector R such that the magnitude R magnitude mod R same as either of the initial vectors. So mod R is equal to P. Then what is the angle between the vectors? Theta between the initial vectors. Theta between the initial vectors. This is the, now you see, there are two vectors PP, same magnitude, right? Then the resultant magnitude is also P. I got the resultant is also P. So two vectors of same magnitude have a resultant same as P as one of the either of the vectors. Then what is the angle between the vectors? The angle between the vectors is 120 degrees. Very beautiful question, very important. This question has occurred in many of the entrance examinations in India again and again, not once. Repeatedly it was asked in many entrance examinations. And you can even get it again in further entrance examinations also. Very important problem. Two similar vectors of same magnitude have a resultant vector of magnitude, same as that of the either of the vectors. So same as the first two vectors. Then what is the angle between the vectors? So this way the question is asked. So the resultant magnitude is same as one of the vector. Then the angle between the vectors is 120 degrees. Very important case. Okay. So in today's class we have learned about the various cases in parallelogram law. So very important law to find the resultant of two vectors. If two vectors are represented as two adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the diagonal passing through the point of intersection of vectors represents the resultant vector. The diagonal represents the resultant vector, and the magnitude is root of a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. Magnitude direction is tan alpha is b sin theta by a plus b cos theta. And in that, the very special case, if two vectors are of same magnitude, then the resultant magnitude is 2p cos theta by 2, and its resultant direction, the direction of the resultant vector is angular bisector theta by 2. In that very special case, if two vectors of same magnitude have a resultant same as that either of any one of the vector, then the angle between the vectors is 120. It is an identity, please. Please remember it as an identity. Right? Thank you.